Viewers, let's move into India up front and the big story of the day. And look at your screens. Look at this. This is a religion under siege. It's a faith under siege. It's a bunch of devotees under siege. There's just no other way of describing what we are seeing. It's unfortunate. Are these devotees so untrustworthy that their religious procession, in this case a Shobha Yatra on the occasion of Hanuman Jayanti, needs to be escorted under armed guard and 360-degree drone surveillance every step of the way? And these are pictures, viewers, that are coming across from all over. Vast swaths of India. Haridwar, Jahangirpuri in Delhi, Kashmiri Gate in Delhi. You have heavy security in Bengal, in Uttar Pradesh. It's almost as if, viewers, this is some sort of a armed parade of security personnel, a flag march. Look at that. Look at what's happening in Jahangirpuri. You're seeing more khaki than you're seeing saffron-clad Bhakts. I haven't seen something like this. And yes, I know that the center had issued instructions to all state governments to ensure this. Now, viewers, drone surveillance all across, at each step, as I said. Are these people so violent? Are they such provocateurs? And if so, who's deemed them? Who's deemed them so? Or are these devotees such a big target that if they are not provided this security blanket, they will be attacked? Now, viewers, neither of these scenarios is dispiriting. It's very dispiriting. I certainly don't go along with the first one. Perhaps our state machinery does, but I certainly do. And I can't speak for the state. But it is truly a travesty that hundreds of yatras today, taken out by Hanuman Bhakts, were fettered by curbs and hemmed in by barricades. The fervor of the devotees was quite obviously smothered by the heavy hand of the state. Many Bhakts were angry and frustrated. From Delhi to Bengal, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, Shobha Yatris were fuming. But more on that in just a bit. Here is an impression of how it was looking on the ground, captured on Times Now's cameras through Times Now's reportage. Watch this.
Hanuman Jayanti Shobha Yatra has now started here in Howrah. Now this area is very far away from Shivpur, which is also part of Howrah district. The same Shivpur, the violence had erupted during Ram Navami procession. But then the Calcutta High Court has given stringent directives and has also asked state government to seek assistance of central paramilitary forces in order to maintain law and order in the state on the occasion of Hanuman Jayanti.
Over here we are seeing not only are the police over here, but also central forces are deployed in high amount. We know that Calcutta High Court yesterday had directed the state to take assistance from the central forces so that peace and tranquility prevails during Hanuman Jayanti, and that is what is seen over here. Huge forces of central forces over here.
In Jahangirpuri area of the national capital, a Shobha Yatra was organized by VHP and Bajrang, and in presence of heavy security and police deployment, the Shobha Yatra went and concluded peacefully with tranquility. The Dipender Pathak, the special CP for law and order in the national capital, was the officer overseeing all this development, and every move of the devotees were monitored through drones and high resolution cameras. There was heavy deployment.
Viewers, festivals are joyous occasions. they aren't supposed to be overwhelmed by anxieties. And that's how some devotees were feeling, especially in Delhi. They weren't impressed about their festival being curbed, alleging that those who were given to bigotry were not being restrained, but the bhakti of devotees was being shackled. Listen in to this sequence.
हजारों जो कार्यकर्ता यहाँ पे जो हमारा बजरंगी आया हुआ था, वो आहत है दिल से कि प्रशासन ने जो हमारा रूट छोटा कराया, हमारा एक ही संकल्प था, जो पिछली बार यात्रा हमारी अधूरी रह गई थी, उसको किसी भी कीमत पे हमारे को पूरा करना था। वैसे भी इजाजत तो मिली नहीं ना। देखिए, हमारा जो रूट था 7 किलोमीटर का रूट था, उस 7 किलोमीटर को रूट को छोटा करके हमारे को 200-300 मीटर के अंदर कहता कि आप कार्यक्रम करो।
हम शांति पूर्वक अपनी रैली निकाल रहे थे हनुमान जी की, ना कोई हमारे पास किसी तरह का कोई गलत हथियार, किसी तरह का कुछ नहीं था, सिर्फ भगवा झंडे थे हमारे पास। पहले हमें पूरी परमिशन दी थी इन्होंने, हमने एक मैप तैयार किया था, उस मैप के जरिए हमें बताया था आपकी लोकेशन कहाँ रहेगी। उसके बाद इन्होंने हमें एक ही जगह बंद कर दिया गया है, जो हमें बहुत नाराजगी, हमारी आस्था के साथ खिलवाड़ है।
जो प्रशासन इतना दलबल लेकर यात्रा रोकने में लगा हुआ है, यही प्रशासन हमारी यात्रा निकलवाने में भी लग सकता था, लेकिन प्रशासन को केवल यात्रा रोकने से मतलब है, हमारी यात्रा निकलने नहीं दे रहे। प्रशासन द्वारा पता नहीं क्या तुगलकी फरमान दिया गया है, जिससे हिंदुओं को दबाया जा रहा है, ये सप्रेस किया जा रहा है, हिंदुओं को दबाया जा रहा है।
Now viewers, the idea is not to in any way push a line of Hindu supremacism. No, this is not about that, viewers. It's about multiculturalism. It's about how we must celebrate our diversities, viewers. As a society, we must mature to them. We must be accepting of them. We must be tolerant of them. Not everyone thinks alike, prays alike, eats alike, breathes alike. But societies, viewers, that are democratic like ours, opens its commons, its public spaces to everyone, without exception. But viewers, don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to fan any disenchantment, but it almost appears, and I'm just going to point out certain hard facts. It almost appears that once again the onus has been placed only on one community. That in some ways Hindus need to make sacrifices to keep not just the peace, but ensure that other faiths prosper. Now, there are several examples of this, and let me first begin with West Bengal, April 2023, this month, few days ago. As Ram Navami overlaps with Ramzan, the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee appeals to all Hindus. Be alert and protect minorities during Ramzan. Ensure there's no atrocity against Muslims. Protect Muslims as they are in minority. And this was said, viewers, even as a large number of Hindu groups said that they were attacked. Viewers, it's very good advice. But unfortunately, it is selective. Let's look at Perambalur, Tamil Nadu 2021. A plea is filed that no temple processions must go through Muslim-dominated localities. Yes, viewers, this happened in Perambalur, Tamil Nadu in 2021. Luckily, the Madras High Court came in and said, can't prohibit any procession, including religious ones. There can only be regulation by police for law and order, religious groups, fundamental rights to take out processions, because a place of worship belongs to other religious groups, can't deny permission. So viewers, you can go through areas where members of another community might be in greater numbers. But here, viewers, all across, certain delineated routes were carved out by state administrations, and these processionists said you have to avoid X or Y location, you can't go there. Why, viewers? We're living in a free country. And if you have apprehensions, then you make your security arrangements accordingly. Viewers, in West Bengal in 2017, and I'm not just focusing on West Bengal, I've taken you to Tamil Nadu, I'm coming back to West Bengal. The state imposed restrictions on Durga idol immersions on Muharram. Once again, it was the Hindus their festivities had to be curbed. The Kolkata High Court, viewers, thankfully, stepped in. Says, why can't two communities celebrate together? Precisely, viewers. Why are you creating communal distinctions? Just talking to the state at that time. It would be dangerous to mix politics with religion. State government in deviation of constitutional principles. Intolerance would rise after such an arbitrary decision. Yes, viewers, one community would feel that its interests are being seconded to another one. That breeds resentment, viewers, and it's being done. It happened. Now, whether it was done for appeasement or not, the court certainly believes so. In 2011, viewers, the NAC drafted an anti-communal violence bill under the UPA. Now, let me give you a bit of a history. What is the NAC? To the National Advisory Council, led by whom? The UPA chairperson, Sonia Gandhi. It was a body that had accorded to itself a huge number of powers. In fact, one journalist, author, and who had served in the PMO, wrote a book called The Accidental Prime Minister and said that files would go from the government and would be scrutinized by the NAC. So it was like an extra constitutional authority, almost. Now, what did this bill do, viewers, that was drafted by the NAC? Religious and linguistic minorities, SCs and STs in a state identified as groups for protection. If minorities committed violence against the majority, they were not included in the ambit of the bill. Can you believe it, viewers? So if the minority community in some pockets attacked the majority community, it would be excluded from the fallout. Then, of course, viewers, in 1991, what happens? In 1991, the Parliament passes the Places of Worship Act. The implication of the bill was very apparent immediately, and therefore the BJP and some other political parties walked out. Predominantly the Hindu community was affected, prevented from reclaiming disputed or desecrated sacred sites. Some of these sites are, viewers, intrinsic to the faith. There's no question of you being able to access them. In 2006, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said, Muslims must have the first claim on resources, unquote. These are not my words, these are his exact words. The implications of that was that the Hindus must sacrifice a larger share of fruits of development for other communities, especially Muslims. Viewers, you won't believe this. Since independence, the state manages nearly 40,000 temples. 40,000 temples and mutts under the HR&C Acts. The implication is that Hindus, one of the only communities that has to forego autonomy in running their own places of worship. If you donate to a Hindu temple, it doesn't go to the temple trust, so to speak. It goes to the state and they can use it. No wonder, viewers, a large number of times we see Hindu temples in an advanced state of deterioration. Why did I tell you all of this? Because, viewers, I speak the language of facts and I want you to know the facts. It appears that sabka saath in this country is a one-way street, and that's the basis of our discussion tonight, and I want to open this up. And I want to begin with Rahul Easwar. Rahul Easwar, thank you for joining us this evening, and I want to ask you, we're also expecting Mr. Vinod Bansal, the national spokesperson of the VHP, shortly. Now, Rahul Easwar, I just want to ask you this question because it came across to me after looking at these visuals and hearing some of the devotees that a travesty is being committed here. What is your view? Am I wrong to come to this conclusion on the basis of what I'm seeing and hearing?
Rahul Shivshankar ji, thank you for that great introduction. And I would like to add one more point. Shabarimala, the board, which is a politically controlled board, the very temple board argued against the temple in Supreme Court because it was decided by politicians. So such is the fate of Hindu community who doesn't have right over our own temples. We respect our Muslim brothers and Christian brothers who has right over their church and mosque. But unfortunately, Hindu community is denied that right. Second, as you rightly pointed out, see, Sabka Saath is a two-way street. We should give and take respect. We should accept and respect. And I'm proud to belong to a Kerala tradition where we celebrate temple and mosque, everything together. Even today, I had a iftar party. I'm coming after it. And even when on the way to Shabarimala, crores of Hindus pay respect in a Vavar mosque, which is dedicated to Ayyappa's Muslim friend, and a Veluta church. So this is the legacy we have. But unfortunately, over the years, politicians have sidelined Hindu community to a corner. They have made Hindus responsible for everything. They have not created any accountability for other communities. And secularism has become to the shoulders of Hindus alone. That's the unfortunate reality we should not shy our eyes away from. The state has taken the power from Hindus and state has taken upon itself. Is any church ever controlled by a government? Church is an institution which is for religious people. But unfortunately, Hindu temples are something for political rehabilitation of so-called secular politicians who sometimes don't even believe in temple. So there has been an institutional sidelining of Hindus under the guise of secularism. Genuine pluralism is something we all accept and celebrate. But this institutional secularism in the guise of so-called secularism has been sidelined Hindus on a very sad way. And as you rightly point out in West Bengal, even the High Court has to come down heavily on the Mamata Banerjee government saying that this is not right. That's the reason why. Let us have let us everyone celebrate together. This is a holy month of Ramzan, Easter is coming, Hindu holy month is there. So let us celebrate together rather than telling Hindus not to celebrate or how to celebrate. So let police be a facilitator. They should give security. Maybe there are miscreants in every community, including ours, including in Muslim community or Christian community. But the point is, it's the law and order is the responsibility of the state government. And as you rightly said, you can curb bigotry, but not bhakti. 99% are genuine bhakts who are going for Shobha Yatras, who are going for processions, and their enthusiasm should not be curbed either for any temple procession, mud procession, or a spiritual procession.
Yeah, the problem lies, as I said, viewers, in politics. That's where it lies. And Mr. Banerjee, I want to bring you in. We've had a procession through Jahangirpuri this time. And there was security the last time also. We've had a procession. We've had several processions. Even in Bengal, there's been no violence, Mr. Banerjee. It just tells you that perhaps in the past, in the last few days, the state government was missing in action. I don't know. How is it that once the central forces are deployed in your state, things pass off peacefully? Anirban Banerjee. And let me tell you, you said that outsiders came, for example. Outsiders came and destroyed the peace. Now, I have documents before me, and these are the charges that have been filed, and certain individuals have been arrested. And in one particular area, for example, all the people who have been picked up, barring one, are locals, not outsiders, and they're overwhelmingly, for those who like to keep tabs on this, viewers, I think it's reprehensible. But I'll take you back. A few years ago, Delhi, 2020, the anti-CA riots. Viewers, what did they say? It was a pogrom against one community. The arrests that have been made only of one community, the minority community, and they were measuring up the police action, saying, oh, X number of Muslims have been arrested and Y number of Hindus, and why is it that there are fewer Hindus than Muslims? They communalized even the police action, even though, viewers, that was fake. Even though the police did a remarkably secular job, arresting almost the same number of people from both communities. But I want to ask you, Mr. Banerjee, in your state, the Chief Minister comes out and says one community and members belonging to that community, whether they are politicians or not, are to blame. And no. And worse, sir, when you look at the numbers, there is no proportionality here, even though the visuals say for the last period, and I'm not going to play out those visuals. We have seen people from the other community also targeting the yatras. So why, sir? Why this discrimination? Why is the onus only put on one community? Why did Mamata Banerjee come out and say, oh, you protect the minorities, etc.? Of course, we all would love to do that. But that doesn't mean when we are dispensing justice, we need to be biased, or apportioning blame, we need to be biased. That creates a distortion, sir.
First of all, let me clarify upfront. The Honorable CM never said that this community is to blame or that community is to blame. She very categorically stated that those who created the ruckus, those who created the riot situation, they are goons. They are goons backed by the BJP, and they have no religion, no caste, no creed, no color. They are simply goons who wanted to disturb the social fabric of West Bengal, and they have been dealt with in the strictest manner by the administration. I'll give you one example. One Mr. Sumit Shah, who was seen in the video brandishing a revolver in a Ram Navami procession, has been arrested. I want to ask my friends from the BJP, what use as a revolver in a Ram Navami procession? Where, in which religious scripture is there the usage of a revolver while celebrating the festival of Ram? Please answer that.
Look, one second, Mr. Banerjee, I think you're missing the wood for the trees. As usual, you're trying to sort of digress, distort. That individual who was picked up, he had no business to be carrying a weapon. He should have been arrested there on the spot. Had your police force been alert, they would have done so. They wouldn't have waited for videos to circulate, etc., etc. Number one. Number two, his own mother has given an interview, and she says that he's a hired hand. He doesn't belong to anybody. In fact, he's been seen at... One second, sir. Let me finish. I'm not lying. I'll play out the bite, sir. I don't talk nonsense
yes, I also, yes,
and through my hat. So I'll play out the bite. You can hear the bite. She says sometimes he goes to BJP rallies, sometimes he goes to TMC rallies. So he has no affiliation. Now, whoever he is, a miscreant, by all means jail him. But don't make the exception the norm. Are you suggesting, Mr. Anirban Banerjee, that Hindus would lend themselves to violence like this? And these kind of machinations?
Yes.
In isolation?
First of all, you should focus on what I said earlier, that those who created this riot...
Mr. Banerjee, I'm asking you a specific point. I'm asking you a specific point. There can always be exceptions.
Why are you stating...
There can always be exceptions to the norm. But you are implying today that Hindus would be... No, Hindus would be given... Hindus would be given to carrying weapons and stuff like this.
Where did I say so?
Well, sir, that's what you're implying.
No, that is your inference. That is not what I said. I just put an example for Sumit Shah from 2021 joined...
Sir, can you explain why in the number of arrests, there are no outsiders except for one, as I said. There are only locals. On what basis did Mamata Banerjee say they were outsiders? They were all BJP men. Can you show me the affiliations of each one of those people to the BJP? Number two. Number three, I'm not defending the BJP here, viewers, but I'm just getting to the facts. And number three, most importantly, the test of proportionality that all these Lutyens brigade talk about all the time, that the state is impartial, it only arrests Muslims. Here, viewers, around 30 odd people out of 37 that have been arrested are Hindus. For those who keep count, I don't keep count, but I'm just putting the facts out there. Mr. Banerjee, explain this.
Do you want the police to look at religion of accused people of criminals?
My dear friend, you were sitting on this channel a few weeks ago talking exactly the same, saying that in the 2020 Delhi riots it was a pogrom.
In 2020 Delhi riots, Kapil Mishra, the BJP leader...
Oh, come on. See, that's where it is the problem, viewers. That's the problem. These are the people who have today reduced secularism to minorityism in this country. They have warped it to such a degree. They have warped it to such a degree that viewers, in every debate, they will play the card, the community card. You know the community card. They will play it. And they will aggressively play it to suit their interests. They will never be objective. And this is a problem. Let me open this up.
Still a BJP leader.
Sir.
Where is the community card?
Sir, can I point out hundreds of TMC cadre? I'm not saying it, by the way. After the elections in Bengal, what happened? Who was doing what they were doing? You saw the violence. You saw the reports. You saw the High Court. You saw that the fact that the case had to be reassigned. So don't talk about these things tonight. You stand fully exposed. I'm quoting the High Court, sir. The High Court said this about your administration. Are you denying this High Court said this? Let me read out to you. Are you denying that the High Court said, sir? And let me remind you, on this issue, why can't two communities celebrate together? What was the issue? The state imposed restrictions on Durga idol immersion on Muharram. Not on Muharram people observing Muharram, but viewers, on those who were Durga Bhakts. And the court had to step in. Anirban, Banerjee, are you going to deny this? What did the court say? Why are you creating communal distinction? Did I create it? Answer this.
On that year, 2017, in Bihar as well, the same restrictions were imposed.
Sir, I am only talking about Bengal because the court, are you the Chief Minister of Bihar?
Bengal.
Are you the Chief Minister of Bihar?
2017,
the matter went to the High Court. Now ask why the matter went, I don't know.
You're not letting me reply. On 2017, on that same day, even in Bihar, restrictions were imposed. BJP was there in power. The administration has to take steps so that everything occurs peacefully. Therefore, but I must say this: throughout the year in West Bengal, there are
my God. Look, sir, there is a High Court. There is a High Court order, and this man is trying now. This man is trying now to suggest that the High Court, viewers, was talking in thin air. I mean, this is ridiculous. Have some shame, Mr. Banerjee. At least come out and accept the fact that, okay, you went wrong there, and that the courts of this country had to come in, step in and teach you a thing or two about multiculturalism. I mean, come on. Let me open this up. Fair enough, sir. You have your beliefs. You seem to be someone who's an exclusivist. At least you're coming across as that. You are not open. Fair enough. That's your prerogative. You can be. Good luck to you. Let me open it up. Mr. Dushyant Sridhar is there. Vinod Bansal is there. Lokesh Jindal is there. Lokesh Jindal of the Congress, of course, who's going to give us now, viewers, a lecture on multiculturalism. The Congress party whose biggest campaigner in Uttar Pradesh shared the stage with a bigoted cleric, number one. The Congress party's putative big leader started his Bharat Jodo Yatra taking the blessings of a holy man who has said things that I can't repeat here, viewers, about the Hindu community. And viewers, the same Congress party that in Bengal itself, and I don't want to make this about Bengal, I'm just giving you an example, stood side by side with the boss of the Furfura Sharif, who has also made objectionable statements for which there are cases filed. Ties up with sectarian parties, but that's not the issue here, viewers.
Rahul, then why is it that...
Mr. Jindal, one second, I haven't addressed you. I want to bring in first Mr. Sridhar. I was only giving a preface so that when you speak, the viewers know the context and they measure you against your honesty to the facts. So I'm just setting it up. One second, Mr. Sridhar, come in here. What do you make of these restrictions? Is Sabka Saath slowly, steadily becoming a one-way street in this country?
Namaskaram, Rahul. Happy Hanuman Jayanti wishes to you and to all the viewers of Times Now. That said, it is said, Manojavam Tulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Sriramadutam Shirasanamami. Hanuman is treated as the personification of prowess, valor. And he was the one who protected the entire Vanara army when Rama and Lakshmana marched to Lanka. The beauty is, Rahul, the one who protected Rama himself needs protection today. But that said, I'm going to take it on a very positive note that the VIPs in the country get the best of security, so Hanuman has got it. That is on one side. Second thing is, I'm just going to read out just 3 lines. The Ram Navami, or festival commemorating the birth of Rama, fell with the 8th day of Muharram. On the 30th March, the public part of the Hindu festival at Bareilly consisted in carrying out the idol of Rama. There, the report states, but the events showed that a portion of the Mohammedan community had resolved at all costs to interrupt the Hindu festival, to attack the procession and to plunder the Hindus. The Muharram was set upon by a band of Mohammedans on his way home and murdered. Amongst the killed was an ascetic. You know, the beauty is, I'm reading from a report verbatim from the Allahabad Official Administration Report of 1872. 150 years exactly before this date, on the same Ram Navami, was this procession attacked. At that point in time, the current dispensation was not in power. The ideologue that they always ascribe to, they were not in power. So this attack on the Hindu festivals has been happening. I'm not saying that all Hindus are saints and all people from other communities are all criminals. No, I'm not telling that at all. So what we are witnessing today is not a 2023 event, Rahul. Today, Times Now is pointing this out. For years together, you too pointed out the Perambalur incident of Tamil Nadu, and there's a 2012 two-judge bench of the Madras Court that said that places of worship are secular, are not secular, but the road is secular. So we can never say this is a Hindu majority area or a Muslim majority area. And one point I would like to make, Rahul. Same debate Rahul Shivshankar will be having with the panelists. Dushyant will be participating, so hopefully in 2024, 17th April as well. Mark this message of mine, because 17th April 2024 is Ram Navami. Mark my words, we will have the same debate. I'll tell you why. Because more than the followers of, say, Hindu religion or more than the followers of Islamic religion, I feel we need to first of all, as followers, revisit the fundamentals of our religion and have a better understanding. Unless and until my mentality changes that the idol worshippers are bad, they are evil, they are Satan, this will keep repeating, and until we correct this at the root level, we will have to arrange more security forces in 2024, and you know 2024 is the year, so we may have to arrange more forces.
Well, look, the idea here is to talk a little bit about liberating our faiths, evolving a space for multiculturalism to thrive, showing greater compassion and understanding to each other. And I once again say, viewers, that it's not as if the Hindu community, as Mr. Sridhar, as Rahul Easwar, as everyone has pointed out, is above blame. There have been instances where some of the Hindus might have taken steps which were illegal. And there are many. The idea here is to evolve an understanding that we need to accommodate our rough edges, and we need to put these rough edges, smoothen them, so that they don't create problems such as this. And Vinod Bansal ji, I want to ask you a question. You're from the VHP. A large number of people from the VHP are accused from time to time of fomenting trouble, inciting passions. But forget that for just a few moments. We are not going down that route. Today, as a senior leader of the VHP, who perhaps participated in this procession in Delhi, Mr. Bansal, how did you feel when you found that there were perhaps more security personnel? It looked like a Republic Day parade on Rajpath rather than a procession of Bhakts celebrating their festival. आपको कैसा लगा, बंसल जी? मुझे तो अच्छा नहीं लगा. आपको कैसा लगा?
Absolutely. Definitely, it is heartbreaking. निश्चित रूप से राहुल जी, आज जो दृश्य थे वास्तव में हृदय विदारक थे. एक तो ये कि जब हमने 24 तारीख को अप्लाई किया, पुलिस को लिखा था, सूचना दी थी कि हम इस तरह से प्रोसेशन निकालने वाले हैं, उसको ठीक 2 दिन पहले पुलिस द्वारा निरस्त किया जाना. क्यों? और दूसरी बात, फिर हमने जो लेटर भेजा, क्यों? तो उसके बाद में परमिशन विद कंडीशन सैंक्शन करना कल.
मगर क्यों सर, क्यों आपको ये कंडीशन सैंक्शन?
वही तो मैं कहना चाहता हूं.
क्या प्रॉब्लम था?
यस, ये कंडीशन सैंक्शन, उसके पीछे कारण ये था कि हम अगर घर से बाहर निकलेंगे तो लोग पत्थर फेंकेंगे. पुलिस को पूरा अंदेशा था. पुलिस वाज कॉन्फिडेंट कि द वे यू आर गोइंग थ्रू दिस दैट रूट और ए पर्टिकुलर वे, वो जो वे है वो एक मिनी पाकिस्तान में कन्वर्ट हो चुका है. अघोषित रूप से पुलिस प्रशासन शासन ने कुछ एरियाज मार्क कर रखे हैं देश के अनेक हिस्से, जहां पर कि कोई मुस्लिम आबादी ज्यादा है, कोई मस्जिद है, कोई मदरसा है, कोई कब्रिस्तान है, तो
but Bansal
देखिए मेरी बात को पूरा सुनिए ना पहले।
we should not use terms like mini Pakistan etc.
राहुल जी
नहीं प्लीज लेट्स बी संयम से हम थोड़ा काम करेंगे आज. We will talk. Yes, there are regions, viewers.
What is the Delhi police doing?
1 minute, Banerjee, 1 minute, please. You talk. You're from Bengal, where the police force, sir, has equipped itself in such a manner that we have seen 5 days. 5 days. Even in fact, after curfew was applied, or Section 144 was invoked, not curfew, but Section 144, there was violence. So don't sit here and throw stones, living in a glass house.
राहुल जी मेरी बात इंटरप्ट हो गई.
बंसल जी मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ. 1 minute, Banerjee, please don't speak over Mr. Bansal. He didn't speak over you. This is not fair. I'll have to lower your fader. I'm counting till 3. 1, 2, 3. Lower his fader. Thank you. Now, Bansal ji, ठीक है, आप कह रहे हैं कि आशंका थी पुलिस को, मगर क्या पुलिस पहले से ही प्रिवेंटिव अरेस्ट या जो चीजें करनी होती है उनको टू मेंटेन लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, क्या उनको ये नहीं करना चाहिए था? बैन क्यों कर दिया? उसके बाद कर्ब्स इतने लगाए.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल राहुल जी, मैं वही कहता हूं. देखिए, कर्ब इसलिए लगाए जाते हैं कि आखिरकार जब नेता या जो सेकुलर ब्रिगेड के लोग हैं वो जब ये कहते हैं कि द माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी कैन नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन वायलेंस बिकॉज दे आर बिजी इन नमाज एंड रमजान. दिस इज द वर्बेटिम व्हाट ममता बनर्जी हैज सेड व्हाइल एन इंटरव्यू टू द वन न्यूज चैनल.
ओके,
आप देखिए कि जब इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी स्टार्ट भी नहीं हुआ था, उससे पहले ममता बनर्जी जब इस बात को कहती हैं कि आखिरकार माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो सकती.
सो बंसल जी, टुडे यू आर फीलिंग discriminated against. Okay, let me bring in Mr. Jindal. Hold your thoughts. Let me bring in Mr. Jindal of the Congress.
Definitely.
Mr. Jindal.
Definitely.
Mr. Jindal, today you have...
हिंदू समाज को परमिशन क्यों नहीं पड़ती है?
एक सेकंड बंसल जी. Let me just bring in Mr. Jindal. It's a very important, it's an important point, viewers. It's an important point. The onus. It comes down to onus. Who must take the onus? Both sides should take the onus. Any sensible person would say that. But I want to ask you, Mr. Jindal, when politicians from the Congress party share the stage with known incendiaries, I'm not saying that the BJP doesn't do it, but you ascribe to yourselves the right to speak up for secularism. You call yourself the upholders of India's multicultural ethos. Yet, sir, when your leaders share the stage with those who are given to communal diatribes, then, sir, you become part of the problem. You embolden these individuals. And that is why you have security like this. Because there's apprehension that because of your support, because of political support, they'll get away with it. Mr. Jindal, are you going to today accept some blame, or are you going to still live in denial?
Yes. Rahul, good evening. Do you know Mahant Sanjay Das of Hanuman Gadi temple? He was recently in news of Ayodhya. And why was he in news? Because he offered his residence when Rahul Gandhi was disqualified. If you know about the Salasar Mandir, Bhavarlal Pujari ji,
why does Rahul Gandhi need to live in a son's house? Unke paas to kitne bangle hain?
Wait. No, because
what is this answer you're giving me?
Your narrative that Congress
so you tell me,
to undermine the Hindu,
did Priyanka Gandhi,
that is something wrong.
Lokesh Jindal, did Priyanka Gandhi share the stage? One second, did she share the stage with Toki Raza? Yes or no? Answer this question.
See, when she
I'll show you
shares the
pictures.
stage,
Viewers, he says,
as a public representative,
one second. The Congress party today says that, you see, you can't accuse us of fanning the flames of minorityism. Viewers, there was a top leader of the Congress party who came out and said that Sonia Gandhi shed tears when the Batla House encounter was happening. She was crying. Viewers, there are people from the Congress who called the 26/11 attacks an RSS sajish. Viewers, there are people in the Congress, party that shared the stage with Toki Raza. Who is Toki Raza, viewers? And I can show you those pictures. What does this tell you? You have individuals from the Congress party who embraced a man who is, 1 minute, a fugitive from Indian law, a alleged hate preacher, a man who used to go on to YouTube and every channel, he in fact had his own channel, and would preach bigotry. You are talking, there is Toki Raza, there is Toki Raza, and there is Priyanka Gandhi Vadra accepting
you are coming up with a theory.
Sir, look at the pictures. I'm not coming out with a theory.
You are coming up with a theory that the Congress party is deliberately appeasing the minorities. And tell me one thing, why is it that a 10th century temple Mahant is asking Rahul Gandhi to stay at his place? Why is it? Now, Rahul, I am trustee of 2 temples. And in Nagpur, I am the one who is who is responsible for a 40-year-old tradition whereby we have a Ram Navami procession. Now let me tell you what happens is in that lakhs of people they participate.
Who is questioning
we
your
also seek police. We also seek police. Wait a minute, please do not interject.
Maybe
we also
Mr.
seek police
Jindal,
direction.
maybe Jindal, this Mr. 1 second, don't interrupt. 1 second, lower everyone's faders. I don't understand this point that he's making. Viewers, Rahul Gandhi himself says that he's a Shiv Bhakt. He himself says that he's a Janyudhari Brahmin. He himself says it. He's proud of it. Yet, viewers, his sister, who was an influential general secretary and the Prabhari of one half of Uttar Pradesh, it was divided between Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. One was looking after the east, the other one was looking after the west. In the west, Madam Priyanka Gandhi Vadra shares a stage with this individual. You know what he once said, viewers? The Congress had said to me that they would probe Batla House encounter if their government is formed in 2009. Had there been a probe, the world would have known those killed as terrorists should be given martyr status. Indian Mujahideen was banned in this country for attacking, viewers, Hindu places of worship, for being an outright Islamist organization. Toki Raza believes that those individuals who were belonging to the Indian Mujahideen were martyrs. Now, what does this tell you? I don't want to go down this route too much, viewers. The fact is, if politicians realize that their narrow sectarian views have a huge influence on community relations, viewers, they would today, all of them, apologize to the communities who are today treated like criminals because of their machinations, the politicians' machinations. We've had Rahul Easwar tell us, we've had dushyant Sridhar tell us. In his own way, Mr. Banerjee has accepted it, though he comes from another side of the fence. Mr. Jindal is the only one living in denial. Why, I don't know. The facts speak for themselves. And I haven't even shown you half of them. Viewers, I need to move on tonight.